The desert remembers what men forget. Beneath the Arizona sun, a church still stands, cracked, silent, and waiting for someone to listen. I've walked through ghost towns before, but this one feels different. They call it the Clear Creek Church, built for the living, now kept by the wind. What happened here isn't written in history books. Stay with me, because by the end, we'll uncover what time tried to bury. In 1912, settlers came to the high plains near Clear Creek, Arizona. They were farmers, dreamers, believers chasing rain that never came. They built their church from red stone and pine beams hauled miles through sand. It wasn't grand, but it was alive. Each Sunday, voices rose against the canyon walls, songs of endurance, of hope in drought. For a time, Clear Creek Church was the heart of a small desert town. But then, the mines closed, the crops failed. Families packed their wagons and left the desert to its silence. Within a decade, the church doors were nailed shut. The last service? A funeral. A boy, aged 10. The dust took his name. By 1930, Clear Creek was nothing but whispers and wind. The church stood alone, its bell tower cracked, its cross half buried in sand. Travelers claimed they heard hymns drifting through the canyons on windless nights. Residents said it was the desert breathing. Decades passed. Vandals came and went. But one thing never changed. No one dared open the church's cellar. In 1978, a historian named Elias Monroe decided to see what lay beneath. He broke through the hatch beneath the altar, and what he found shouldn't have been there. There were pages, hundreds of them, bound in leather, and written inside were sermons no one had ever preached. The name at the top of every page, the boy they buried. Before we open that book, subscribe and stay with me. Because what's written inside Clear Creek Church changes everything. Monroe's discovery caused a quiet stir among local historians. The handwriting matched that of Reverend Thomas Hale, the church's founder. But the name on the pages was his son, the boy who died in 1914. The one buried behind the church beneath a small iron cross. The sermons were written years after his death. They spoke of forgiveness, loss, and waiting for a voice to answer. If faith is a seed, one line read, then grief is the soil that keeps it alive. The ink was faded, but traces of salt marked the pages. Tears, maybe? Or something else. When Monroe presented the find, the church site was declared protected. But a year later, his home burned down. The manuscripts were never found again. Today, the Clear Creek Church stands hollow, wrapped in golden dust. The pews are gone. The altar is cracked. But if you stand in the doorway at sunset, light still strikes the cross exactly as it did a century ago. Maybe that's not faith. Maybe it's memory, the kind that refuses to fade. Every ruin has its echo. Every silence hides a prayer. And somewhere beneath this desert, perhaps a father is still listening. This is Dark Atlas Files with DA File 0132, Arizona's Abandoned Chapel, What They Found Beneath the Altar. If this story moved you, subscribe for more forgotten sanctuaries. Do you think love can echo through time? Or does it end where faith does?